Well, he attack me. But Jaden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
Blessings Nation, and now welcome to the channel. Yeah man, Jaden Chase, another one that we're going to bring on another reasoning on the topic of current affairs. So if you're new to the channel, well I'm suggesting that you click the subscribe icon and of course, let your voice be heard. Like and share the video and yes, drop a comment in the comment section. Now, let's get right into the reasoning. Now Nation, I don't know how I go on a Jamaica Constabulary Force. With the high levels of crime and violence that take place across the island, how them find time for illicit activity? Now the Jamaica Constabulary Force is reportedly investigating a senior member who was exposed in an OnlyFans video engaged in explicit activity while wearing the state-issued uniform and driving what appears to be a JCF patrol car. Of course, the video has sparked outrage. No confirmation if the female in the video is also a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Now, I'm going to see the video, they will continue the reasoning. Look and listen.
Even though you are a police officer, are you gonna serve and protect my throat?
Well, I try my best to destroy it.
No Nation, recently, we see a video with what appeared to be an officer in a unpermitted event. And then later turned out that that individual was not a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Now, this individual is fully suited in JCF gear. These are definitely police gears. You can't, civilian and criminals can't get these type of gears at the arcade. You can't purchase it from the mall. No talk to me Nation, because this is not where the problem lies. The problem is that when you hear say the JCF is investigating this matter, you know, say Indicom are investigated along with some members of the JCF. Now, Indicom bosses have stated that no matter what is the recommendation given to High Command, whether it be upon conduct, things of this situation, or even when unlawful wounding is carried out, no disciplinary action are taken against officers when the recommendation is made by Indicom, or it take extremely long. We all remember when the situation take place with the officer and the ice cream statements. And remember when incidents were being reported that there were arguments between civilians and members of law enforcement over these same remarks. Sometimes it even get physical. So of course these actions have consequences for other members of law enforcement. It affects the way members of law enforcement are looked at and treated. And for years, even when, as I say, things of this nature or other criminal offenses, unlawful wounding, corruption, criminal activity overall, the numbers, even though some people say the numbers were underrepresented, the large percentage of these officers have never faced any form of tribunal, any form of recompense. A blues are gone in a patrol car. This worse than also the patrol car in the music video them. And some people might say, well, we see it in hip hop. That's a reason for a different time. With crime and violence at the levels that they are currently at on the island, Jamaican officers are being used as props. Props in a music video. Props in a blues. Clearly some members of law enforcement and make it look bad upon the other officers. And there's no going around the fact that the JCF has been in the headlines in recent times and not for good news. Recently we hear about an officer who worked traffic. And we hear about the long hours being given to JDF soldiers and the attack what it go on after it was announced to a soldier. With the long hours being faced by law enforcement, even police officers. One woman go relieve herself in the bushes and lose her firearm. What a good thing. And never members of the The criminal element recover the weapon. Is a law-abiding citizen recover the weapon and call them and make them know so them find it. And them never know what at the moment. Them never know if it belong to law enforcement or if it belong to criminals. Them never know. Them just know so them say what appear to be an illegal weapon. And them call it here. And that is how the weapon was recovered. And them a say, them a investigator and them a do this and that. That's one of the situations them were not whole heap of investigation they even need to go on. That don't glass show the situations faced by officers who are working long hours on these highways. Talk to me, nation. And remember recently when the two female that danced the song from a dancehall artist King. I don't know if it was because of the involvement of dancehall music and what them claims the dancehall music represent, because the commissioner made a public statement on it and said, well, them dancing to that type of song was not a good reflection on the values of the JCF. You hear what I say? But think about it. An 18-year veteran was found to be the leader of a criminal syndicate operating with several bases of operation, some on the local island and some international. I don't think that reflect the values of the organization either. But something needs to happen. Because remember, as I say, crime and violence are one of the major focus. It's always one of the major topics during campaign. When you turn on your news, are one of the major topics being discussed. So if you say all of that taking place, and then if you say this happen with law enforcement, of course that will create a certain level of outrage amongst people. Of course that will create a level of outrage even within high command itself. And the fact that this is a reoccurring situation, and not the first that happen, and it's like it just continues to happen. And the people will record themselves or allow themselves to be recorded while them in the uniform, while them drive the patrol car, as if all is well on the island and the levels of crimes are so low that officers just cruise the streets for no reason at all. If that was the case, then maybe this wouldn't be a discussion. Talk to me and tell me how you feel. As I say, months after the officer would have made the remarks about ice cream, months after film video circulated, we see him back on duty again. You know what I mean? I say, yo, I just a couple weeks suspension it was. And some say the only reason why that occurred is because of the nationwide, the international outrage. You must say you have Jamaicans residing internationally, and everybody that say what kind of disgrace this on the force. So I guess with that level of pressure, you know, something that happen. But there's a couple months suspension. You know what I mean? As I always say, the criminal activities, disgusting activities, the illicit activities range and it varies. Some people do some atrocities. Some people involved in a high levels of criminal activity. You know what I mean? Some people are just did something like them. Some man and woman thing, just that it happen while end up on the job. And if any other department, of course, or any other government agency, of course, you'd have levels of outrage. Even though the circumstances are different. Because we are talking about security. The nation's security. Talk to me in the comment section. You know the sentiments, and of course for those who don't, well, first and foremost, more you click the subscribe icon and then more you put it on all. And this is how you know will be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend for tell them sister and them brother them for check out change for the reason. Join the discussion. The comment section up 24/7 never lack yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. But other than that, drop your thoughts, your comments, and yes, your opinions there. And we can continue the reasoning via the comment section. Now you know the sentiments. And for those who don't, yeah man, I move settings fam. And no, we don't need no ladder. And my sentiments for you and yours is of course wanna live, love and prosper and for no stay tuned until we reason again. The officers them, you know what I go on. Like them can't wait. Or it's like officers have just become props. Props in a music video and now props in a blues. Talk to me in the comment section. Open 24/7, never lucky yet. As I must say, be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. Stay tuned until we reason again.